Hi, I'm Evan Thomason for This Week in Santa Clarita. In 2008, the city of Santa Clarita reported over 50 traffic collisions involving motorcycles. Of these collisions, over 10% involved fatalities, while the others resulted in critical injuries. Recently, I caught up with two sheriffs from the Santa Clarita Sheriff Station to talk about the importance of motorcycle safety.
Well, we have a unique perspective because we ride the motorcycle every day. Some of the common things that we see are people not paying attention to their blind spots, looking to see where we are, looking to see where a motorist possibly could be. Excessive speed are issues that we run across a lot. And usually that's oftentimes a major cause of accidents is excessive speed.
Before somebody buys a motorcycle and gets on the road with it, what do you recommend they do to prepare themselves?
The most important thing is training. Like I said, we ride a motorcycle every day, and we still continually get training. We're constantly training. For a new rider, somebody who's never ridden before, or even somebody experienced, the most important thing is to take a motorcycle safety foundation course and continue that. Just because you've been riding for several years doesn't mean that you know it all.
For new riders out there, what would you recommend in kind of getting their feet wet?
I recommend, if you've gone to the safety courses, practice the things they've taught you. Go back out to a parking lot in an area where there are no vehicles and practice the things they taught you in the class. That's what we do. We continue our training. Another thing to add on that is some of these younger motorcycle riders seem to think that they can do stunts or tricks out in the roadway. Well, when you're out in the streets with traffic around, that's not a controlled environment, and it's not a safe environment because you might be trying to show off or doing something what I call stupid, doing a wheelie or whatnot, driving really fast, and just assuming that people are going to see you. Well, again, it's not a controlled environment, and you can get hurt.
Eventually it's going to catch up to them. If you're out there riding beyond your means, trying to do stunts, wheelies, stoppies, all the kind of things that stunt riders do, eventually you're going to have an accident. Hopefully you don't hurt some innocent person who's just trying to go to work, taking their kid to school, but eventually you're going to have an accident. That's a recipe for disaster. We ride these things every day. We're trained, and we still have close calls. When you ride like that, you're unlicensed, it's just a recipe for disaster.
I think with riding on two wheels, even more with four wheels, is making sure that your motorcycle is properly checked out before every time you get on it, making sure the tire pressure is up, make sure the tires aren't bald.
That's a very good point. I've stopped several motorcyclists just to see that they have bald tires. They didn't even realize they had bald tires, or they told me they didn't realize they had bald tires. One of the things that we do every day before we get on this motorcycle is I check the bike out to make sure it's safe. If the bike's not operating properly, if it has fluid leaks or bald tires, that can be very, very dangerous.
On a daily basis, when you are patrolling around Santa Clarita, how often or how frequently do you as police officers get cut off, somebody turns in front of you or somebody stops quick behind you?
I would say probably every day. One of the things that helps us is because we ride every day and because of the training, a lot of times we kind of anticipate a potentially dangerous situation, whether it's approaching an intersection, we see a car waiting to make a left turn. We reposition our motorcycle so that maybe they can see us. We slow down, cover the brake. There's certain situations that you kind of want to anticipate that a motorist may not see you and can potentially put you at harm.
Sometimes when I come to an intersection you always have your headlight on when you're riding your motorcycle, and if you think that person's going to be pulling out of a driveway or turning left in front of you, flash your high beam off and on, make it flash, get their attention, beep your horn or something. They might draw your attention, they might stop from pulling out in front of you, which might save your life.
And I know that the city of Santa Clarita is partnering with the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Station to work with local merchants to provide incentives for local motorists for protective gear.
Yeah, I understand that a lot of the local vendors, if you are attending or have attended a motorcycle safety class, if you show some documentation of that to the vendors, they will provide a discount for some motorcycle equipment or gear.
Well, one of the problems with motorcyclists is in a lot of cases they're invisible. Would you recommend that motorcyclists always assume that nobody can see them?
Oh, absolutely. Every day, even with us on our marked police motorcycles and in uniform, we constantly have people turning in front of us, making lane changes in front of us. They just don't see us. And that just goes for pretty much every motorcycle rider. You do have a horn on your motorcycle. You might want to use that a little bit more than you would with a car. Ride a little bit slower and really pay attention to your surroundings, because you need to ride your motorcycle like nobody sees you, like you're a ghost. And if you don't ride that way, you might become a ghost. You might become a ghost, someone might hit you.
I imagine that's even magnified in inclement weather and low visibility.
Absolutely. Like I said, people have a hard time seeing a motorcyclist anyway. You start adding inclement weather, rain, as well as a slick surface, and these are all things that add up to not being very good for a motorcyclist. So in those situations, obviously as a motorcyclist, you need to slow down. As a person driving a vehicle, you need to be just that much more attentive to your surroundings.
Travis and Mike, I want to thank you both for joining us today. Look for discounts if you're a motorcyclist on the City of Santa Clarita's website for safety gear. For This Week in Santa Clarita, I'm Evan Thomason.